Come on, man.
This guy didn't even hit me. He just traded with me once, I think. You need to keep watching this Juri.
All right. All right.
What I will say is drive rushing is not bad, right? I play a lot of Juris that are like higher ranked than me, and I'm like, one of these days I gotta sit down to solve this because I'm getting annoyed, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm losing to drive rush, and their pressure after it is strong. So it's not just that, right? So it's like, I think what you would benefit most from is to tighten up not only like your sequences with drive rush, but it's more so to do like the psychology behind what you want to do in those times, right? So it's like, how do you know when to go for a strike or throw? How do you know when to go for a shimmy? How do you know when to block a DP? It's like, that's important. But the quickest way to learn it is to simplify your game plan to just strike and throw, just for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're able to do that, there comes a point where your opponent literally cannot strike because you'll throw them, and they have to tech to break the throw. Or they'll try to throw, and then you'll strike them. There's only one thing after that to do. That's to reversal, right? Because you're just 1 point. Me, I'm starting to get now the reversal part of it, but I think just getting that part down will open your opponent up so much, because that option between the strike and throw is really scary, especially when you start doing stuff like this and you shimmy. So now it's like, I'm not just going to take a throw, I'm going to take half my health. And now they're going, I don't know what to do, everything seems wrong. So keeping that tight, I think, would help you out. And the way that I think you should learn this is you set the dummy to block all, and you set them to reversal with like a light punch, right? And I talked about this in probably the frame trap one. But you have to get better at recognizing if this hit or not, or if this hit or not, or like if this hit or not. And then...
You mean hit confirming?
Yeah, yep.
Wait, I'm sorry. You saying that this is hit confirmable?
You're confirming not this,
but the connection.
But you're confirming this here, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can see if it hits here, and then decide your next button press,
in the same way that this is not really hit confirmable, except in a shimmy, because in a shimmy, you react to the grab, and it makes it hit confirmable. That
move is probably, as you get better, you'll realize how late you have to cancel that button.
It's a 16 frame window, and 16 frame window is right on the cusp of the best humans reaction times.
Yep. But in Street Fighter 5, people were doing that with 15 frames.
Really?
So, yep. That's why, like Punk, everyone's like, we don't understand how he's so good, because to be that consistent is like insane. You know what I mean? So 16 is definitely doable. It's hard, but like you have a lot of time to confirm that. You see how like late I hit that? Like you have a lot of time to do that. So when they realize that they can't press a button here, that's when I start seeing people do this, right? And again, it's a response. You're telling them, hey, you can't do this. And they go, all right, I can't do it. And then you go, all right, I got something new for you now. You know what I mean?
So when they stop pressing buttons, right? Because you don't want them to, but because you don't want them to mash you out of this, because that does happen sometimes. You get stuffed out of that. So you calm them down.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
You like there are times I'm starting to look into this now, but there are sequences where the same way that if you block this, you have to guess throw.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as if you rush off of certain buttons too. Like even like this, I think is this. They have to guess on block between a strike or throw. I think it's that or a strong. It's one of them. But like once you start to tell them at this time here, you cannot press a button, they'll stop pressing buttons, right?
Yeah.
And then what do you do with that space now that you created? You create space for you to move around and like work. So, you know, like that, in my point of view, is like where you should go when it comes to like your game plan. And the reason why I said to work on your combos first is that you don't want to have to think about that, right?
Yeah.
Once you got that down, you're good. Now it's like, all right, now I need to like pilot my character, right? So like that drill there, I think will help you out a lot. Another thing that you had asked me was you did this, and then you canceled the feng shui.
Yeah.
And then you didn't get the hit, right?
Yeah.
This is hard to realize, but you'll get better at it. If you cancel this late,
oh, if you cancel that late, then you have less time.
Yep. Or if you start late, that still work too, right? So you have to like get a feel for it. That like if you cancel like that late,
Let me
like
try
you'll
it.
feel that like this here. You have to do that frame 1 to get the forward hard kick, right? You have to. If you do it a bit late, that should be fun.
I got better at that, by the way.
Yep. So like that was the question that you asked me. Frame data, I definitely think you should like whenever you play a set and you're like, I don't know what I could have done there, you watch the set back, you turn the frame data on, and you like pay mind to it, because frame data is why things work, right?
Yes.
So if you're not sure, find out the frame data first. That might give you an idea as to why you got hit by things, or like, because like you saw me, I started to do this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that because I don't want you to be comfortable doing that all the damn time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just stand here and just do that. I'm safe to do it, right?
Okay.
And there was a point where you blocked it, and then I did that, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm safe and there's a gap.
I was supposed to do this in between this and this, but I didn't.
Yep. But it works. It's a risk, but it works because I know the data, right? I know that I'm free to do it if you hit a button. I thought you would hit a button. You know what I mean?
Should I go?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Should I go learn all the plus on block moves in the game?
I think a better way to do it is after a loss, you should like look at what
frame
your
data.
opponent. Yeah, because you'll recognize it more because you'll equate learning it with the loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there's incentive for your brain to go, I need this because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
caused
yeah.
me pain.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So real quick, the major reason why I asked you about like what your plan was is that the idea of what your win condition is, right? And I want you to always ask this like in between rounds, like what's the win condition? What's the plan? How do I win this, right? Or you could ask yourself, how am I losing this? That's another way to view it. And the reason why I find that to be a strong way to look at things is because it allows you to look at the match differently. You know what I mean? And the win condition will always change based on who you're fighting. So you play me, you know how I play. But I was trying to look for you to do this a lot, right? Because you do that a lot, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to try to throw. He's going to jump at me. I'm going to do this. I think you tried it once and it didn't work, right?
Yeah.
But that's information that I might not have if we played in a set as a random set, right?
Yeah.
But I had that information, so like I made a plan around that. But my win condition to beat you changed as the set went on. But if you're not asking yourself that question, you're not going to update your game plan. So if your game plan is to try to use this a lot or to use this,
Yeah.
and I take that away from you,
Yeah.
it's like you got to go, oh, crap, okay. How am I taking some damage? Okay, he's whiffing and punishing me a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, and then you changed it. Perfect, right? So always having the conversation not only with your opponent, but with yourself to remind you, because we think we know, but we don't know. You know what I mean? So that's like, how am I taking, what did I lose to there?
Yeah.
I burned myself. Okay, cool. And then you go into it, I'm not going to burn myself. And then you'll have a plan based around that.
Nice.
So the big thing that I wanted to talk to you about that I didn't want to say just then, because I think this will make a lot of sense in the long run. When I look at my matches back and when I come up with a plan, there's an acronym that I use. I learned this from Overwatch. It's APLI, right? Apply. It stands for action, positioning, logistics, and information. And everything comes down to those four things, right? Action is the most important because that's your execution. It doesn't matter how much information you have. If you can't do the moves, it doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
Positioning, you whiffed all those buttons, I stopped you, right? But it wouldn't matter if I wasn't placed in the right place. Logistics is the hard one that people have a hard time with. Basically, that's like, how do we get like the supplies and arms in war to where we need them to be, right? But another way to view it is like how do we make the most of the resources that we have, right? Or like a tactic, right? How are we going to use the resources, and what's the tactic that we plan to use? And information. Information, I think, is the most important one, because I'm an information like geek. Because you can out information a person. Doesn't matter how good they are. If you know more, you could take away their as an execution. But at the end of the day, we're playing a game and you have to act. So you can always out mechanic a person, right? Like you hit me for 2,000 damage.
I know what you're saying.
I'm going to do 4,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Absolutely. In Overwatch, like one person can have all the information, but a Widow can one-shot them.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But she's got to be able to hit it,
yes,
right?
Yes. She got to be one of the best mechanically inclined.
Right? So it doesn't matter if your positioning is good. It doesn't matter if you're there's a Lucio and your Ryan will get you through the choke. It doesn't matter how much you know about her about the game. If your Widow is cracked, they're going to find ways around it, and they're going to headshot you. In this game here, if you whiff a button and I could take 4K away from you every time, it's the same thing, right?
Yes.
But you can take away all of that sometimes with the 3. So the reason why I say APLI is whenever you look at a match, it's like if you look at it through that lens, you go, could I have done more damage? Okay, was my positioning good, right? Did I use my resources right? Is there an information gap? And one of those things could be true, and then it changes the whole game, right? So like for me, I got annoyed with the drive rush from Fireball, right? So I was like, all right, let's find out, and I used that to come up with a plan. So whenever you threw one, I backed up, and I did that, right? But I used it because I'm spaced right, and I know that it can work, right? So it's like I know to space myself right and watch you, but I also know that this, whenever you drive rush, will catch a stander, right? So that's how I found that out. It's like, how do I deal with it? Look at it through these
I'm sorry.
things.
Can you said if you drive rush at me, this will beat that?
Drive rush.
Okay, drive rush at me, please.
Yeah.
Oh.
See?
Do it again.
But again, information's king, right? Because let's try to do it again now, right? If I go low, it doesn't work, right? But what does every Juri player do? That. So I know if I see this, that sucks. Too early. But again, it works. You practice it, and like this won't work anymore, right?
Too early.
Right? Yep. But like that changes the whole game, because once you do that, they stop doing it. You know what I mean? And a Juri that doesn't do this is like a bull without balls. You know what I mean? Like what? It can't run. It can't attack. Like it's just dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but the way I found out about that, and I'm like proud that I don't feel like many Juri players know about that, is because I went through it through the lens of APLI, right? Is there something about it that I don't know? Is there an action I could take? Am I positioned right? Because it changes if I do like this, right? If I'm close, it won't work, right? Because you're in block stun, right?
Yeah.
So if you notice, whenever you did it, I walked backwards just to make sure I'm positioned right. So I suggest whenever you play a set, instead of grinding, right, I think it would be better for you to either talk to the person that you played, if you're friends with, with them, ask them things, or watch it back and look at it through the lens of APLI. And like you'll be surprised the questions that you ask yourself when you have that frame of mind. And you could use that toward anything, you know what I mean? Even life, same thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's very abstract until you see it click. So keep that in mind whenever you play. What do I think would be like, where do I think like the biggest hole in your gameplay is? I think you lose control of your character a lot, right? You get like this like bloodthirstiness about you, right? It's like there were times where you were doing like this, right? And I was like, that's risky as all hell. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel as though.
But there is a reason, though. There is a reason.
Yeah.
Because I caught you a few times walking. Yeah.
I walk back a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that you could caught up on that, I didn't like chalk it up till I was like, oh well, that's it. Well, that's bad. I was like, yeah, he's right. I walk back a lot. But my point is, like, there was a point where you said it. You're like, I think I'm autopiloting. It's like you're losing control.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I started rushing.
Yep. And that's how. That's how you said it. But I think when you have a tighter game plan, it's harder to do that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, like, even this, if you block this, this is pressure, right? Even if I do this and then just chill, that's pressure, especially if you're here, right? You don't need to force it all the time. Here,
pressure.
You're chilling,
pressure,
right?
For sure.
Because how do you get out?
I don't know. Sometimes the people they know the deal.
Yeah. You have to fight your way out. That's my reward.
Should I do
got
this?
You here, right?
Oh, that
right?
happens. Yeah, you got me here.
I have my reward. You know what I mean? So
that works for me sometimes.
Yep.
You know what?
But
I've
like,
never done. I've never done this.
That?
I've never did wake up into that. I've never done it.
You want to, like, I was very against it, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I was is because it's risky. It's a huge risk.
Huge risk.
Right? But when I watched the pros play, what did they do?
They did it.
They did something like that. The Blanco ball as they jump back. It's like it's another layer of the mix-up, right? So times in which you don't want to use it, when a person has really tight like strings, like, you know, like that and stuff, that's not good. But if you find that they're doing stuff like, you know, they'll do stuff like this, that's a good time to do it, right? Or if you see them do this, you know that they're going to try to throw, that you might want to throw it out. But like, it's one of those things where like you really want to use it not when you want to, you can, right? But like, do it when you really think they're going to throw.
Yeah. Right? So come throw me twice, please.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody does this to me and then they throw me a third time, right? If we're going to a 1st to 3 set, right? Mm-hmm. If they try it again late in the second or the third, mm-hmm. I usually pick up. Oh, they're going for that thing they did again.
Yep.
And I should.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your choice to do it, but like anytime that you think you want to tech, just throw it out, right?
Yeah. That's true. If I truly believe, if it's a read, if it's a read, and sometimes I have perfect reads. Sometimes, if I have one of those confident situations, I should go for it.
So a way to view it, right? I'm gonna throw you twice, right?
Yeah.
It's like once you see this, what's your first thought here? Right? Like, what's your first thought?
I'm about to get throw looped.
Yeah. Right. So what do you plan to do about it? Right. Okay. Right? So my point in saying that is because that's part of the conversation. I'm saying to you, oh, I'm just going to throw you a few times. You know what I mean? Well,
yeah.
I might throw you. I might not throw you. What are you going to do about it? Right?
Sometimes I take 5 throws in a row.
Yeah. Yep. But like a way to deal, right? If I think you're going to reversal, I'll do something like this here, right?
It's a delayed throw. The dash up delay throw?
Yep.
And the throw doesn't come out if the reversal comes out, right?
Yep. Because in that time.
You're a genius. You're a wizard, Harry.
Yep. So I'll do stuff like block throw, right?
But that loses the throw. What I just did to you loses the throw. Oh, my bad.
That would not lose the throw.
No, what I just did to you, right? If I did this and then Oh yeah, it does not
because
lose
it's still
a delay
it's
tech.
still in the window for a tech.
Nice.
So if there's a time where you're like, I threw him a few times, he has to act, right? What's he gonna act with? I think he's going to reversal. Then you do that.
What does it lose to?
That will lose to just this, right? It doesn't lose to it, but they get to take their turn back if it's like a mash, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But in that case though, you would have told them that they can't mash, because if you mash here, you get thrown, right?
Yeah.
So if you mash here again, see? So you take your turn back.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to do that for the reward of taking half your health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the reason why I brought that up is that I think a good exercise is whenever you play sets, don't play to win. Like, you want to play legitimately like a scout, right? I'm just going to throw a few times. I want to see what they do, right? And when you see what they do, you should be going, all right, how do I beat that, right? Because a lot of times you're trying to beat what the player is unaware that they're doing. So I walk back a lot, right? Your goal is to beat that, right? That's a bad thing that I do, right? And a lot of times people will do things and they're just unaware of it. So your goal is to find their thing. You know what I mean?
Like that.
So
yeah. If I think I can catch one of those and I have stocks, into that.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's safe, but you have to have your stores, right? That's part of the logistics things, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, a big goal for you is mechanical when it comes to like recognizing your hits and such, so that you don't lose your control, right? And you still get the most. But it's also the mental part too, because you're playing with like some killers now, right?
Yeah.
And I just did the whole going to masters thing, right? It's like, if I pressure a person, they fall apart, right?
Yeah.
You could do that all the way up to masters, right? With any character, if you pressure well, they fall apart. But once you get to masters, you start seeing that, like, it doesn't work. And now it's like, all right, you're playing the person. You play the character, but the person too.
Yes.
So whenever you play, I want you to change your win condition. It's not to get the wins, right? The wins will come and go, right? But you want to start scouting, especially like your friends, right? Because when you find what they do, they realize it, and then they fix it, and now they get better,
and then it forces me to get better. Yes.
Exactly.
That
right?
happens with my friend Tinky and I a lot.
Yep. So start to look at what people want to do, especially when they don't realize what they're doing, right? And just take the win condition and just change it to getting information. But what you do with the information then is like I have a little book, right, that I write down stuff. Like, I lost to this. What do I do? Or this lost and it shouldn't have lost. Let's I need to find out why. So if you go, every time I do, like, what's an example? Like this here, right?
Yeah.
I'll show you. Like this here. Every time I do that, people walk back. All right, what's the most I can get from that? Because you can't hit a button there, right? Which is nice, right? Like, that's nice, because people will walk back or try to hit a button there. But then I'm like, oh, if they walk back, what do I do, right? All right, cool, right? Or is there more that I can get from it? So it's like, I can learn that only because I went and scouted, you know? And you'll start to pick up on things like that, and you'll start to categorize the players. Oh, you're a backwalker. Okay, cool.
You're a backwalker.
Yeah, right? Or you mash. Okay, cool, right? Or, damn, you like to tech throws. All right, cool. So it's like, you have to be aware and less aware of, like, because you should know what you're doing now, you know what I mean? You have your combos. You're good. Now it's like, what are they doing? So I think those are like the two things, and it all comes down to, like, the win condition is to think about what your opponent wants to do at round start. What's their goal? Try to find out what they want to do, and how could you deny that? And then you see how they adjust, and then they'll fall apart when they can't adjust.
Nice. One last question, and so, it's something So I'm pretty sure I got this from your video. It's this into this, right?
Yeah. That's a space shot.
Yes, it is. I get my ass beat a lot with it. So do it to me, right? Okay, yeah, do it again.
Yep.
So what do I do there?
So that it's one of those things where you have to kind of recognize that they're going to hit or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's something that you can practice. So like if I'm close, I'll try to parry there. You know what I mean? But if I'm far, like you can kind of see it. You know what I mean? Right? It's like a good thing to do is like act second, right? Because all right, block this. So like, how do I say this and not sound like an asshole?
No, you can sound. If you're talking about me, I don't care. I'm here to learn.
No. So I find that juries will find the game plan and they run it, right?
Yeah.
They just will send it.
Yeah.
And that's fine because it's potent, but you have a counter for it, right? You know how to beat that. And it's like, well, now do they know how to deal with that, right? But a better way to do it, instead of just doing like that and trying to send it, you should be trying to block it and then like go, what do they want to do, right? If they press a button, you have enough time to press a button back, right? So like if you hit the hard punch there, you have time, right? To see if you hit it or not, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I block and then I'm like, I'm chilling, right? Done, right?
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you're gonna get hit by stuff and it's like, oh, he knows, right? And then you go, all right, I'm gonna chill out on it, right? But now that you know that they want to walk backwards, then you can do that.
So
right?
so block it and walk backwards, please.
You walk forward, and then you do it, right?
Okay, so.
Because
do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, go for it. So if you hold forward, and I'm gonna hold back, right?
Yeah.
Go.
I'm faster.
Your forward walk.
I'm faster. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Yep. So go ahead.
Okay. Can you help me run my mind through this? Okay. So I do this, and I get it to work once, but then you detect that I got that to work, so you start walking back. Okay. So I do this. No. Okay. Do it again. And then you whiff punish that, right?
Yep.
Then I start walking forward, and I do this. Then what do you do to beat that?
It goes back to the start, right? So it's like I'm probably gonna block, or I'm gonna try to hit a button, because try and do it to me.
Okay.
So the L in apply is the transport, right? And you could look at that as any time that you need to move, right? Whenever you move, you're weak, right?
Yes.
Even if you move for one frame, for that one frame, you can't block, right? So that's why I do this, right? Because I think he's going to try to move forward, right? Try and move forward. You get hit, right? That's why there are times when if I think you want to move forward, I'll do this.
That's fast. That's fast. Oh, what? No way. Oh, no. Chat, y'all see that? Oh, there's no chat. This is a oh.
Right? Oh. But if you block it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh,
try
blocking it
and block it, right? Look how plus I am. I'm plus 15.
What?
Right? So if I think you want to move forward and I want to Hail Mary, I'll just do this. And I'll just drive rush in and then do it.
Drive rush sweep into heavy?
Yep.
The crack cocaine that they got in your city is different.
So even more so, like, I'm not trying to like pollute you with like the feng shui shit, right? But block this high and then block low, all right? Whoops, let's try it again.
Oh, my bad. I'm trying not to walk back.
And now block low. Whoops. That's a fuzzy guard.
Oh, wait. What just happened?
You can't block low there.
Why not?
Can you block a jumping attack with a low block?
No. But,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
but
so you got hit.
Yeah, but so my thing is like, what's special about that?
Because you're unable to go to a low block, so you will get touched there, but you're blocking low, so you get hit.
Yeah, but I should get hit because it's a jumping move.
Yeah, but the reason why that works is that it's plus 15, which means your character can't transition to low block.
So no, so I would be impressed if you were to be able to hit me low, even though I tried to go to low block.
Well, if you go low block, you block.
But you said I couldn't go into low block because you were plus 15.
Well, the thing about it is that you're blocking low even if you're standing.
Really?
So that's what's like called a fuzzy, right? Your character is not going to represent how you're blocking.
Okay, what if I'm blocking low and then I go to stand up? Does your thing...
It whiffs.
It whiffs?
But since you block this high, you can't transition to low block. I'm sorry, your character's animation can't switch to low. But the game will still read you as blocking low.
But there's nothing special about it because if I start blocking high and then I go to low block and you...
Oops. That you would get hit by if you block low there.
Yes. But that's what I'm supposed to get hit by because I'm blocking low and that's a jumping move.
Yes, but the thing about it is that your character, even though you hold down, is standing still.
It just so it just looks like it doesn't work, but it works.
Yep. So that's the same thing as like this here, right?
Oh, I don't want to take up all your time, but can you explain that to me?
Fine. All right, it's the same thing, right? So if you're in block stun here, right?
Yeah.
You can't change the low block. So go to low block here.
No, sorry.
Once you block it. Oops, sure. See how long it took you to do that?
Yeah.
So it only works if you're in burnout in this case here, but I still have time to jump back up. And this is a jumping attack, which means you can't block low. So you get hit.
So I see people doing this thing where they jump in and they do this, the heavy, and then they do this when you.
Yep.
So what is that again?
So this is a double overhead. It's like this here, right?
Yeah.
So you can't block the second hit low. You will get hit, right? But if you're in burnout, I could go back up, even if you're holding down back, because your character doesn't have enough frames to transition to low block.
Oh, it's special because you would normally whiff because of my low block.
Yes.
That's why it's special.
Yes.
Oh, I was confused for a second. Okay, so the people who watch this video, my character should go into low block, thus making his jumping medium punch whiff, but it doesn't actually happen, although I'm holding down. I'm locked into standing. Oh, okay. This is okay.
Yep.
This all makes sense. Amazing.
Yep.
Cool.
So this is something that I learned, is that you're in such a crazy amount of block stun here that you can't transition to low block, right?
Yeah.
But it only works if they block it
standing
high.
Yes.
Right. But what's cool about it is that you can like from here, right?
They're gonna be blocking high. No one's crouching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're still plus like crazy.
Okay.
Right.
And
so go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I have a question for after. You go ahead.
Yeah. So like that's what I mean. It's like if I think you're gonna try to move up, I know you're weak. I know that you can't block as you move forward, so I'm gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
Or that's why that button works too, right?
Yeah.
It's like because it covers a lot of space. So whenever you are doing anything where you are investing frames, if it means a light punch, a jump, it doesn't matter if you walk forward for 1 frame, it doesn't matter. During that frame, you can't block. So whenever you move, you're weak. So it's the same thing as you try to do this to me. As you walk up, you're weak, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing if I read a shimmy.
It would lose to mash.
A shimmy.
It would lose to mash.
If I walk backwards, go low forward. If you think I'm going to do it, just go low forward.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm weak when I move backwards, right?
Yeah. So my question was, after the double overhead,
You have to be in Feng Shui Engine
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So after the double overhead. Oh no.
Higher. There you go.
What you go for a low, right?
It depends.
So the point of this is to make them feel like they have to hold up, so that way the second time you go straight into a low.
The point of that is to keep them locked down so that they can't move for one. Two, if they get hit by the second hit, it's a full combo, right?
Yeah.
And they have to go back into it. Third, it makes this whiff, which is nice. Full combo. But it puts you in the most amount of frame advantage you can be off the jumping attack because the second hit hits
So
really
low.
late.
So low, yeah.
Yep. So from there, when I say it depends, what did your opponent tell you, right?
Yeah.
Are they gonna mash? Then you do that, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to go for a throw? You do that, right?
Yeah.
If they're going to block, you throw them, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why that's strong is that it's safe to do. Even if they perfect parry, they have to parry this one here. Then you're screwed, right? But if you safe jump, you're only -2, right? Which means if they throw, you could throw back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the whole point is to get them to go, all right, you got to block this. What are you going to do about it? And you should use your previous information to devise a plan.
Excellent. Okay.
So that is another part of the whole like you have them to block. Now you have to do something and confirm the hit, right?
Yeah.
You could go low, fine. You could anti-jump low, right? Right. You could do this, right?
Yeah.
Fine. You could anti-jump throw because if they try to parry. Try to parry as I jump in, okay? Right. So if you tap it as I jump in,
Yeah. Yeah.
you get hit.
Yeah.
If you block low, right?
Yeah.
If you block high, you don't get hit.
But that was a punish
throw-
counter though. That was a punish counter though.
Because you block low and you.
I didn't block at all.
Okay, but you were in recovery.
Yeah.
There's so like here, like do that again.
Oh.
I need to do it. It's fine.
Oh wow. Okay. I've never hit something like that.
That's hard to hit, right?
Yeah.
But your overhead's safe, right? So if you think that they're going to hit a parry, why not, right?
Yeah.
But the safest thing to do is that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Or you let them do this. You do that, and you let them do that, and don't touch them. And whenever they let go, that's when you throw them. Because when they let go of parry, they can't attack back.
Unless they've actually successfully parried an attack, right?
Yeah, because you're in recovery for 29 frames.
Yeah.
So if you see them do that, that's when you throw them. See?
Yeah. Cool.
It's the same thing for a DI too. You can't DI back if they're in recovery.
Yeah, I seen that in the Nemo video. He waits for people to do this and then he DIs.
Yep. But again, the most safe thing, that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But again, it comes back to the same thing. What is your opponent trying to tell you, right? Like, if a person doesn't want to play neutral and they want to drive rush in, why are you trying to play some neutral, right? You know what I mean? Like, they told you what they want to do. You have to listen to them.
Stuff
You know what I
it.
mean?
Stuff it. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So it's like, always believe your opponent. If they say, I don't want to talk about anything else except for a drive rush, all right, I believe you. Let's talk then. You know what I mean? I got something for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So always believe what they're saying because they're telling the truth. Before we break, was there anything else you had a question for?
Nah, this was an excellent session.
So again, what I would do, I keep saying this, but like before you start a session, work on that drill, right? You work on that drill, just try to get your brain used to it, and eventually you won't even have to think about it. You'll just do it, right?
Yep.
And once you get good at that, you can start to go, all right, when I do this, he does that. Now I need to come up with how to deal with that. Always ask, what did they do? How do I deal with it? Right?
Yep.
That should always be how you improve. You try something, it doesn't work. How do I fix it? And you have me on speed dial, so you can always ask me, Kale, what do I do here? Very cool.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah. Man, I very much appreciate you. For everybody watching the video, this is BigNastyKail. He is the resident jury information powerhouse on YouTube. We're blessed to have him. Thank you for being here as always, and go.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Go have your fun. Go play your games. Get your rest. Whatever it is.
Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Later.
You win. Perfect.